Okay, I'm standing here with pr0lly, the team coach for H2K, and you guys just managed to beat Unicorns of Love in a best of 5 in dominant fashion, and especially Janen and Lulix doing a great job.
Yeah.
So what was your game plan going into the match?
Our game plan was actually a lot different than what we actually did. We got a lot of picks we didn't think we would. You know, it's best to prepare for worst case scenarios, so our game plan revolved around worst case scenarios. So we didn't think we'd get a lot of the picks, but the actual strategy going into the game was really objective focused. That's kind of what we practiced, mostly because Unicorns of Love is known for like more random fights or like small skirmishes, and that really, you know, it's better to play towards, you know, their weakness than their strength. So we played toward their weakness, which is objective control. So we really focus on, you know, like setting up vision for objectives or taking turrets. And we got all the picks that kind of helped us do that, like Tristana, Thresh. They're all really safe. They're good at turret taking. So our whole practice regimen was, yeah, getting better at objectives. And in the first and second game, when we started to kind of lose our lead, if you noticed, we were picking random fights, and we actually weren't fighting for turrets or dragons or anything. So it really showed, like, the second we play their style, they beat us at it. But the second we start playing around, like, you know, waves and minions and stuff, then it works a lot better for us.
Okay, so basically you could say that your team comp was focused around everyone having one specific job. For example, Rio always played assassins. We saw his Ari, his Fizz. He tried to flank. We saw the bot lane who played exceptional, especially Janen with, I think, 11-1,
yeah,
whatever in
the
the third game, and a hard tank on top lane while Lulix goes for early pressure. Do you have other stuff prepared, more late game focus? Because right now it was super into early and mid game, as it seemed.
I mean, they banned out the Lulu, and so most Lulu comps are late game comps. And other than that, like, let's see, they banned out like Kalista, which is a pretty good late game champion. But most of our comps really revolve around like either Ryu being able to play his style, because not a lot of people play assassins anymore, so his style is actually becoming more impactful because people aren't used to playing against it. So letting Ryu play the assassins is a lot better than like forcing him into the meta, where maybe he'll be good at it, but he won't have inherent advantages like he does when he plays assassins. So mostly our AD carry and support and jungle picks are revolved around what happens if the assassin gets behind. Like if you saw us, we play like Tristana, so she's going to take early turrets. That's going to guarantee assassin getting free farm. And then we played Sivir, which assured if Fizz gets behind, we can still wave clear and Fizz can go to a side lane. So there's always like backup plans to if Ryu gets behind, and then obviously if Ryu gets ahead, he's really good at playing from ahead. So we got him ahead in most games, and he was able to take the game away pretty much, well, along with Janen, of course.
So we always have Odoamne on sort of the tank role, while Lulix, yeah, focuses on a heavy early game ganking jungler. Will we at any point see Odoamne take over a carry role, like for example Huni does or Vizichachi? We saw the gangplank today, for example. Is that something he would be able to play?
Yeah, we actually had gangplank ready to play, and Odo felt the Rumble would be better, and I kind of agreed. Like, it gave us a lot more magic damage and a form of engage and a form of like winning every team fight if he lands a good equalizer. So the top pick was up to debate, like between like, yeah, Riven or Gangplank or like something we haven't pulled out yet. So it was like we are giving him that chance to play these carry tops, but it's kind of like whatever fits the team better. A lot of the time, like our purple side game, it was much better for him to be playing a tank, so he did. And the very last game, he played Shin because he wanted to be ulting the Fizz. So that was actually his choice also. I don't know, we have a lot of options for him to play top, but he does excel at tanks. He's, I think, the best tank player in Europe by far. So, you know, we don't want to like force him off of something he's good at. It's kind of like, if you feel like playing a carry, then go for it.
Okay, since you've been a mid laner yourself, can you elaborate on the fact that we barely see any Azir play over in Europe, while in all the other regions it's one of the power picks?
I think a lot of players don't have the time to put into Azir, so they don't show up well. Like, I think most of the Azir players in EU stopped playing them after the nerf because they had really bad showings on them. Similar to like AD carries playing Kalista, like every AD carry could play it, but the second she got nerfed, all the ones who were bad at it dropped her. And then like, you know, Hjarnan still plays Kalista because he was so good at it. And same thing with Azir, like Forbidden was really good at it, so he still plays it. But all the Azir players that were like mediocre just dropped it after the nerf because they realized like they had success on it because it was OP, not because they're like good at the champ. Because Azir has like a particular style where like you have to be really good at poking, but you also have to have like the balls to engage in a team fight and do like the Azir sec. So it's a weird play style, and I just don't think it fits a lot of players. I do think in EU it'll be coming back a bit more, but NA just has like, you know, like Phoenix and stuff like that, and like I can't remember all of them, like yeah, Bjergsen, Incarnation, stuff like. They always were really big, even though they're EU mids. They were really big Azir players from like the start. So I think if EU wants to put in the time and they're convinced it's good, you'll see it more. But I don't know. NA meta is a lot more passive than EU meta in terms of mid lane at least. Like the random aside, like the matchup Orianna versus Victor, for instance. In NA, it's favored for the Orianna, which is really weird because in EU, the Victor wins every single time. So when I heard that, I was like, maybe NA just doesn't know how to play Victor well. So it could be that EU, yeah, it just isn't good at Azir yet, and it just hasn't come there. But there's just big differences in between the regions just purely because of the players.
Yeah, you touched on NA already. With the upcoming match between CLG and TSM, who do you think will win and why?
Man, it's a hard question. I'm really bad at predictions, by the way, so I'm going to be wrong no matter what. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be funny. Like TSM winning, it's going to be funny to hear TSM chants all the time, and the fact they show up in playoffs a lot. And then CLG losing will be funny because they always choke in playoffs and stuff. So there's just a lot of funny things that could happen. If CLG wins, I think I'd be more surprised than if TSM won, that's for sure. I wouldn't count them out, though. I'd say this is like, I don't know, maybe like a 50-50 match or 55-45. Like, I would say it's really close between both the teams, and it's kind of who's going to be like more scared of the other team when the day comes.
Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Do you have any shout-outs towards your fans?
I don't know. My fans are actually really awesome. I'm really happy with them, and they shout my name, and they say funny things, and they do my face, which is a plus. The stupid smile I always do, I really appreciate when I see others do it, so I feel less dumb. So I appreciate that.
Nice. Good luck getting to Worlds, and yeah, have a great time in Stockholm.
Thank you very much.